advice do your fans all feel about that?
You made a song for it. Are you going to take the player who runs in straight lines or the other guy who does?
First of all, Joey, you lost a £20 bet and you paid it late.
No,
So I don't know why you're...
You know what I'll do? I'll transfer the money into your account now, bro. And then you can hold it and then pay me 700, bro, and then the season, bro.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's going on, everybody? I'm your standing host for the day. I'm Strives. You're tuned into another episode of Podcast Pundits. End of the season. Wow, man, we've made it. It's been a big one. It's been a big season. We're going to chop it up. Hopefully you enjoy it with us. I'm going to just introduce our panel. We've got a couple of guests with us today. We're a little bit light on our originals, a few excursions, a few holidays, a few leaves, you know. So we've had to draft in some big boys. Pause.
Hey, yo.
We've got our regular. We got our guy representing Liverpool, Podcast Pundits favourites, the fans' favourite. He goes by the name of... What's wrong with this guy, bruv?
Oh, I thought you were talking about our guest. What? You know, True say the people them loved him. But yeah, it's your boy Joey Nomadic. Liverpool's #1 fan. Maybe number 35 actually. Hashtag's #1 fan for sure. And yeah, man, just here to chop it up. It's not been the greatest season, but I'm still here representing. Don't know.
Yeah, man, and we're going to just go over to... We've got another Liverpool correspondent here in the building, a returning guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself. He goes by the name of...
It's Bod's here. Liverpool fan. Happy to be here. When Strive gave me the call up this evening, he knew that he didn't even need to give me the call up. I was there just uninvited. So, good to be here. Happy to speak about the end of the season. I don't think I've ever been on the pod when Liverpool's won.
Interesting fact.
Yeah, I think he plans this, Strives, you know. I think it's planned. But yeah, happy to be here. Yeah, looking forward to the episode. So yeah, let's get cracking.
Bro. And before we do get cracking, we need to introduce our second guest, but it's the first time he's featured on Podcast Pundits. Mm-hmm. In fact, without giving him an intro, I'll let him introduce himself. He goes by the name of...
Knee-high. What's going on, people? Man United supporter. I'm very happy. Very happy. We've made it. Champs League and that. Yeah, man. Unlike Liverpool and them, man, playing on Thursdays and that, but we'll get into that later.
Wow, okay. He came with the immediate smoke. This is the kind of guest that we're gonna be invited again. We're gonna be invited again. But obviously, where the fans haven't, or the listeners, should I say, hopefully your fans, but where the listeners haven't been introduced to you a bit, tell us a little bit about yourself, Nihai. How long have you been supporting Manchester United? What gives you? What's your credentials? What gives you the right to chop it up with us with football wise?
So I've been supporting United since I saw Eric Cantona not putting his collar down. Like, I'm a bit of a rebel. I loved it, and that's when I fell in love with United. You know, like the fighting spirit, Fergie time, entertaining football. Yeah, man. Since then, that's when I've been a supporter. I'm verified. I can talk about football because I used to be an inverted left back in the day.
You say you got your blue check, yeah?
Bro, trust me. And funny enough, yeah, like Marlon, yeah, like, so he was my understudy when we used to play, innit? So basically,
For those that don't know, he's talking about Marley Marl, Podcast Pundits, Marley Marl.
Marley Marl, yeah. So like, he was my understudy, innit? So I would start most of the games. And then he'll come on after, so he knows in it. So yeah, man.
Okay, so you've really come to the podcast on with alleged smoke.
Bro, I just spit facts in it. You know what I mean?
Cool. No, it's good to have you on here, man. I was scouring through your social media, and I noticed that you posted up a song where you were celebrating finishing in the top 4. Like,
Yeah. Okay, let me say, I knew it, yeah. When you invited me to come here, I thought, nah, this is a setup. This sounds too scripted. No, but really, yeah, no, I was celebrating. Do you know what, yeah?
how do you think the rest of your fans will feel about that?
You made a song for it.
Okay, so the song wasn't for it. It's just I dropped the song when we qualify for Champions League. So basically, like me, OT 99 Banter, like check out their page as well. Big up my boy Firms. We linked up in a studio and we had a Champions League drill beat, yeah. And then like this is the story of it, innit? And then just went on the beat and that. I didn't even mean for it to be just about football. And then obviously like my guy is a Man United supporter. I called him down, linked up in the studio, we dropped it. Yeah, man. And you know, champions in it. So,
Wait, so
right.
for clarity,
Yeah.
the song isn't about Man United.
No. It's not necessarily just about Man United, but
your bars were about Man United finishing.
because I'm a no. Because it was before.
fourth
It was
or
third. Get it right, bro.
Okay.
Top 3 selected still.
Okay.
But yeah, before we had qualified for the Champions League, man had made a tune then, but it didn't feel right putting it out on the Champions League beat, and we were doing Europa where Liverpool's gonna be. On Thursdays where you man are gonna be. Yeah.
But you made a song about it.
We made a song.
All right.
It's a banging tune still.
All right,
Check it
okay.
out. Check it out.
All right, well, I'm sure the listeners will check it out. But yeah, it's probably the first time I've ever seen a Manchester United fan go to the studio. And
I live in a studio though, you know the lifestyle. I'll be there, so I beg you don't say that I went to the studio just for
I think the last Man United person to go in the studio was Andy Cole when he made that song.
but was he a winner? Did he score? Like,
Yeah, he was in it. So,
okay.
And I
So
think
we're
they
winners.
won the Champions League.
yeah, so I'm not sure if he would approve.
So I was following the
I'm not
footprints.
sure
I was following the footsteps of greatness, basically.
I mean, you probably got to win the Champions League before you jump.
All right, so that's knee high, as you can hear.
What an introduction.
This guy's a character, man. But yeah, let's get into a couple of the games because we want to really chop up this about the Premier League today. So let's get into a couple of the games. I'll probably start off with the Arsenal game. Did anybody did the table catch up with the game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Up to date.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so basically that was a game where Arsenal was at home, last home game of the season, playing Wolves. Ran out 5-0 winners. It was an emphatic victory, quite a brilliant victory as well that took Arsenal to scoring 100 goals in all competitions. I think it's the first time that's been done. Hold on, let me just double check. First time that's been done since 2018, 2019. And yeah, that now we end the season.
Who did it? 2018-19. Sorry, bro.
No, this is since last time since we.
Oh, you did it. Okay,
since we've reached 3 figures. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is like our highest scoring Premier League season since 1963, 1964. So yeah, man, it's been quite a prolific goal scoring campaign for Arsenal, and it was quite interesting to see it continue against Wolves, especially where Granit Xhaka got in with the scoring. We've seen that he's been linked away from the club. Nothing's finalised, but he's been linked with Bayern Leverkusen. So it was nice to see Granit Xhaka get a warm potential send-off and obviously get a brace. Obviously had an opportunity to score a hat-trick as well. So for those who caught the game, question, were you impressed by the Arsenal performance, or do you lean to the narrative that Arsenal seem to find it easy to play when there's nothing on the line, when there's no pressure? Well, what side of the fence are you on? Was that just a spirited Arsenal display, what we're used to this season, or was it more of a case of Arsenal seem to only be able to turn up when there's nothing on the line? Where do you guys sit on that?
Who wants this one? Bud, you want this?
Yeah, I could start with this one. I think it was the latter.
Ooh, kill him.
Yeah, just at home, last game of the season, title gone, second place secured. It's put on the show. It's easy to put on the show. Nah, Wolves have been checked out for the past month. Let's be real, so they were just coming up to just make up the numbers. Arsenal, it was a fitting way to actually end the season, to be fair. They've been good for 3/4 of it. And obviously, in the past 3 weeks, it's been disappointing with the results, the outcome, losing out to Man City for the title. So, 5 goals, 5-0, clean sheet. Xhaka, which they said that it could be his final appearance at the Emirates, 2 goals. I think that's the first time he's ever scored 2 goals in any game. So, it's fitting them for them to go out that way. What can you say, really? They've been good at home, Arsenal. They've been good at home. They've scored lots of goals. Just need to prepare for that season now and see what happens in the summer and see what they could do if they could kick on challenge for the title next season. And there's a lot of questions to be asked to see if they could kick on and really handle the heavy workload next season where they're in the Champions League as well.
Talking on Xhaka is interesting that you mentioned him. You've seen him kind of transition into the 8 role, and some will say this is probably his best season in an Arsenal shirt. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. He's definitely made an impact, a good impact, other than being hot-headed and sometimes wanting to get himself sent off, which he's known for. But the way he's turned around his Arsenal career has been nothing short of impeccable. He's looked threatening going forward as well. I don't know what Arteta has done with him, but he's definitely been a man revamped. Not even from this season, even last season, I saw signs of Xhaka actually, playing ball and looking like a more complete midfielder. So it would be a big miss for Arsenal if he does leave. He's got presence in there. He's got leadership skills, leadership quality. He knows the club. He's been through a lot with the club. So, it'd be interesting to see what happens with him in the summer. But it's been a great season for him. How many goals did he get in the league this season? Out of interest.
With this 2, I'm gonna guess and say I think that may have put him on maybe 6 or 8. I can let me quickly double check that.
Sorry, quick one. It's funny that you said that he's kind of had a bit. He's kind of like calmed himself down in terms of his hot-headedness, but a lot of people will pin the Arsenal capitulation on that.
The beef with Trent.
The beef with Trent, exactly. So,
would you say that was him being hot-headed? Because all he did was he didn't actually do much. If you actually remember the game,
that is true. Yeah,
it was Trent that actually squared up to him.
But
he got 7 goals, by the way. But
I think
league goals.
Yeah,
he's had a good season.
Yeah,
but in terms of like those kind of things that we used to see those quite frequently before, and definitely we saw it a lot less. But it's weird that there were kind of like reports of, I don't know if anyone buys into what Mikel Antonio was saying in terms of them looking at. Arsenal
for the first time looking at Man City,
and then that kind of stuff started to creep in when he pretty much avoided that all season as well. So I don't know, like if the rumors are true that he is going to leave, I don't know, maybe like Arteta's assessed him and thought it's good, but it's just not good enough.
I think if he does leave, I think it will be a Xhaka decision. I don't think Arteta would get rid of Xhaka just because I think they had a conversation. I think I've heard that a conversation was had that he needs an 8. He needs somebody that's going to be able to play that 8 role, and he needs Xhaka to do that role. And if you're not unwilling to do that, then he will move him on.
Or you think if Xhaka leaves, it's because he doesn't want to do that?
Yeah, I think if Xhaka leaves, I think he's probably assessed it. He knows that Arsenal's going to be in the market for a midfielder. He knows his minutes may be reduced, and he probably feels that he's at a stage of his career where he should still be playing maximum minutes, basically. And if he doesn't want that for himself, he might decide that to obviously take his competences elsewhere. So I personally think it's up to Xhaka rather than Arteta driving him out. But I do note that Bod's comments that Xhaka has been quite influential to the team. He's a player that I think we should keep for depth. Being an Arsenal fan, I agree with that. And if we do lose him, I don't really want Arsenal to get into the pattern of buying to replace. I want us to buy to add to our squad. Yeah, we need to bolster our squad, especially if we want to continue challenging for the season. I mean, for the title in the coming season. But Bukayo Saka, he got in on the goal scoring. as well. There's been a lot of talk saying that he's been kind of like run ragged. He's been tired. There was even reports, I think even Arteta even confirmed that he was carrying an injury. His Achilles was a little bit tender and stuff, so we expected him to get rested. So it was a bit of a surprise to see him start. But not only did he start, he looked like he looked bright again. The goal he scored was nice.
It was a good goal. But yeah, as Bud said, it's the last game of the season, man. I don't, even if you are injured, there's no pressure, man. Like, if you come on, have a run out, if it's not feeling great, come back off. So
nothing to lose, innit?
Nothing to lose, man. So I think whether it's irrelevant whether he's injured, to be completely honest.
What do you make of the media or people saying that Bukhayo's being overplayed? Like, just to put some context in it, this will be the second consecutive season where he's played a part in every single game. He's played in every single game.
Isn't this what you're supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
I think that's sorry.
No, but
you can get overplayed, don't get me wrong, but if you're gonna play somebody for pretty much every game of the season, surely it should be a player of Bukayo Saka's profile.
Yeah.
But we haven't had an outfield player that's done that since Lee Dixon.
Yeah, because you've never had somebody as good as Saka for a while, innit? You haven't had anybody for a while.
And someone so pivotal to your team.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. And so, like, for example, the equivalent of that is Mo Salah on our team. And as soon as he started showing signs that he's capable of doing it, Liverpool started playing him every single game. Like, you look at the Leicester Championship winning team, as soon as any of the players in that team showed signs that they're capable of playing game in, game out, that's exactly what they did, and then won the league like that. So
United do it with Bruno.
Exactly, United do it with Bruno, and he's hardly ever injured. So, like, there's not really any excuse, man. Like you say, you yourself say that if you're good enough, you play.
Yeah,
you're good enough, you're old enough.
If you're fit and available, why not? Why are you going to be on the bench?
So you don't subscribe to the.
Nah, I don't buy that. If I'm in these positions, I want to play ball every week. I want to play every game. I want to impact every game. I'm not going to say to the manager, you know what, Gaffer,
Most players,
I'm tired. I'm starting from the bench. Like, I want to, even if I look tired, I want to play.
That's crazy to say that.
It's a footballer. Bro. Like, it's crazy to think that someone should be rested. Like, yeah, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. How old is Saka? 21, 22?
Yeah, 21? I think it's 21, yeah.
Come on, he's got a lot of energy. He should be out there every week, every 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah. You look at Liverpool's team that done all the games in all competitions, bro. Like, obviously, you're going to have to rotate as a manager. It should always be the manager's choice. But if I look at you in training and you're still up and down and you're doing the bits that you do regularly, bro, you have to play. You have to play, bro. And I would think a bit differently of you if I'm utilizing you and you're playing, and then all of a sudden you come to me and say, I can't really handle this. Then I have to start.
He's played 80 and counting consecutive league games.
Yeah.
In that, he's got a tally of 25 goals, 19 assists, which is...
He's thriving, man. Yeah. He's thriving in it. Like, even if he does have a couple games where he's not playing that good, you expect it, bro, because again, he's not the finished article.
One thing I've said as a Arsenal fan, because I like you've alluded to, Joey, I've said that I think he's probably playing more minutes in the Premier League because we're playing less minutes in other cups. So I feel like it's balanced out, right? And if you take all minutes in all competitions, it's a lot closer. But when you do look at those stats, Saka is still probably most played out of most of his like contemporaries.
Yeah.
So at the same time, although I have my opinion, it is a fact that Saka's probably playing a lot more football than a lot of other players, and it might be something that Arsenal might want to look at in terms of maybe just having someone there to maybe just squad depth as well. You might want to have someone there to, to just alternate the responsibility.
I think now though that you guys have finally got into Champions League and stuff, it's going to be easier for you to like bolster your squad. So like stuff like you see like with the Rafinha stuff that happened last season, where I'm sure it was meant to come Arsenal, and then somehow
it was linked to a few clubs,
and then I can't see that happening to Arsenal next season as much. Weren't they meant to get this Mudryk guy as well, right? The one that was Aston Villa. So
some people say that was
it was sensible from Arsenal to not pay the ransom that Shakhtar Donetsk were asking for. But I personally feel like, obviously he plays on the other side, but I feel like that would have been a great signing.
It would have been a decent signing, but I'm not mad at Trossard at all.
You can't be, of course, for me, you got a better player.
Yeah.
Or you got somebody who's better suited for the Premier League.
Premier League and tried and tested in the Premier League. Let's moving on from Arsenal. That was a 5-0 win. Obviously didn't count for much. Obviously that was meant to be the day that we was meant to be getting hammered and celebrating at the parade, but it wasn't to be. So we finished 5 points behind.
Sorry, just
City.
to interrupt that. My boy Toby, his cousin, flew from Philadelphia
Oh wow, for the Wolves game.
for the Wolves game.
You know they were selling some tickets for like multiple thousands of pounds for that game.
Jesus.
Yeah. Man.
So when we were in Amsterdam, we got calls saying, "Now, where you guys at, man? Let's go out." Nah, bro, not in the country, bro.
Why do you fly?
You came from Philadelphia to see them lift the title, bro.
I thought there would be a parade, yeah?
Yeah, bro. Come on.
Yeah, it's not laughing though, man. But anyway, what we're gonna do, seeing as obviously I think we spoke about Bruno as we was talking about Saka, and I just feel like I want to go on to Manchester United. Obviously, we got a Manchester United correspondent in AFG Nihai.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously Manchester United we're playing Fulham. There's a bit of bad blood in that fixture. Just a little bit.
Bad blood.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
come on. Last time we played them, 3 man got sent off. The manager, was it Willian and Mitrovic? So yeah, I feel like Mitrovic, came for revenge still.
Came for revenge, and actually he ended up actually getting his penalty saved, right?
Imagine. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's a different United now. It feels different, and I feel like, especially without Harry Maguire, even though he played this match in particular, but I feel like one of the biggest differences has been the lessening of minutes of Harry Maguire. Therefore, our defense is way more solid. I feel like when he's there, everyone's really nervous, and these are part of the reasons why we've climbed up the table so much. I'm not going to lie. I feel like we got lucky getting Casemiro because I don't know, like Ten Hag was trying to get Rabiot and De Jong, and we needed a proper good defensive midfielder. Which
I think you're still in for Rabiot as well.
Do you know what? I feel like now though, Rabiot is someone that would bolster the squad rather than someone that would be a starter, like someone that we fully depend on. Now, if that be the case, I don't think it's that bad because the Rabiot I saw at the World Cup, mate, France got to the final. No Kante, and he did what he had to do. So I ain't mad at that.
But your current midfield has Sabitzer, who I don't think is going to stay.
I don't want him to stay. I think he's trash.
Christian Eriksen, who I don't think is good enough at this point of time.
Yeah, he ain't got the legs in it. He's like Mata. You see like Mata towards the end of his career where he was, he's a really good footballer, but his legs ain't there. Yeah, Eriksen's there.
But, and I think they're trying to play him. He's a 10, or he was a 10. You can't play 10 because Bruno's playing there. You can't play 6.
Yeah.
You can't play 8.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's he in the team for? So
Harrison.
Yeah. In my opinion,
he's a decent.
No, he's got a good relationship with
Yeah, but are you going to build a team off of that? And he hasn't got
more experience, balance.
So he for me, he's a bolster. And then
So a squad player.
I think he's a squad player, and I think you need to be getting somebody who you're intending to be there
100%.
game in, game out.
100%, I agree.
Is that the lack of legs that you're referring to in the middle?
I think lack of
that's harsh.
I think lack of legs. That's not really my concern because I think when you get older, you have the experience to pick up the right positions. But I don't think he has good positioning when he's not. He doesn't pick up half spaces. Like what is he? Is he just quarterbacking from deep? And if he's quarterbacking from deep, he's not Jorginho.
Yeah, but if you watch a lot of the games, though, he has been quite pivotal to a lot of like goals that we've scored. He dictates the play. I get what you mean. He may not be the elite at that right now because of where he is in his career, but for where we were, what we needed, you got to remember, dude came free. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
of course.
For
of course.
I'll accept that, and he's better than Fred in my opinion.
Speaking of Fred, just to jump in because obviously just homing in on this particular game, we'll talk about United in general in a moment. But obviously, you guys beat Fulham 2-1, and obviously Fred played a part in that game, and he either is like literally very, very dope,
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he's just like,
Well, Fred is dead.
yeah, or yeah, non-existent, so to speak. So to speak. So he got an assist in the game.
Dope assist as well. That pass was clean.
Yeah. So I mean, what do you make? Do you feel, obviously, just piggybacking on Joey's comment? Do you feel like, obviously, you've got a cup final coming up on Saturday?
Yeah.
Do you think Fred has put up enough of a display to maybe say to the gaffer, "You need my legs in there. Like, I can still give you something"?
I wouldn't necessarily base it on just the display that he had against Fulham, because as you said, Fred is either really good or really, really terrible. But I feel like when we played Man City last time and Fred was basically, he did what Herrera used to do to Hazard. He just followed De Bruyne everywhere and it worked. So I feel like, and that's to me what Fred is. He's a man that for a particular game, he comes in and does a job, rather than someone who, you know, should be playing. But in saying that, I do think, I think really for what the tools that Man United have, I feel like Fred should, I can't believe I'm about to say this, what Fred should start, he should play, and he should just man mark.
I think Fred is being, personally, I think he's being mismanaged, man. Like, I get he blows hot and cold, but I think the manager, somebody's got to like put their arm around his shoulder and say, this is your job at the club. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do that. I just want you to do this job. Yeah. Because I think that's where he excel. And I think right now he's kind of like drowning in not knowing what to do.
But if you bring Fred in though, like what do you do with your...
It's so mad. I was thinking about that, like, because obviously Bruno's got to play, and
do you shift him out to the right maybe?
No.
I don't think we should do that. Like, I can see why maybe that could happen, especially because Anthony's looking like kind of touch and go. Sancho, I don't know, because to me Sancho blows hot and cold. So
I think some people have been harsh on Sancho, because you could argue that his season's not been that dissimilar to Jack Grealish's, and people's been blowing smoke up.
Have you been seeing what? Oh my, I can't believe it.
I know.
Have you seen what Grealish has been doing, bro?
Yeah, I know. But then since obviously Sancho went on his mental health retreat, he's come back and then he's not been too bad.
Okay, bro.
Am I?
First of all, everybody needs a spa once in a while.
Martinelli didn't need that, so I couldn't need that.
Honestly, I get what you mean, yeah, but I just kind of feel that Sancho, yeah, he's a good player and stuff, but I just don't feel like the impact is as consistent, in a sense of Sancho can have a few good games and then sometimes it's like, oh, what? Sancho's actually playing, yeah, raw. So that's why, to me, I'm a bit on the fence of him starting. But back to like for the
Hold
final.
on, yeah, before you move on, let me ask you a question about Sancho.
Go through.
When you signed him,
yeah,
what was your expectation of Sancho to what you see now?
Bruv, okay, so I thought Sancho was going to do what he done in Dortmund. Actually, when I saw Sancho,
what's that? What did he do? What was you expecting?
Assist galore, dobbing guys up, and obviously, like, now we see like Ollie was a fraud.
He's not really been a dubbing guy though. He's normally like a 1-2s. Like he'll play
tight spaces. Yeah. So I think part of that as well though is probably because, let's keep it real, like me personally, I'll admit it, the amount of German football that I'd watch in comparison to the Premiership obviously weren't the same. So I'm just seeing Sancho doing mad numbers, seeing mad highlights, but then I get it because at the same time, I feel like the squad maybe has not been right for Sancho, in a sense of we've not had a good, consistent number 9, whereas he had that with Haaland in Dortmund. So maybe that's what helped his numbers be so good. So,
but he had Cristiano Ronaldo though.
No, but bro, let's keep it real. Ronaldo was on a decline, innit? Like,
no, but Ronaldo banged goals that season, and I don't think hardly any of those assists came from Jadon Sancho.
True that, but I feel like at the same time, let's be fair to him, he did just join a new team.
Fair.
I guess next season's when we're really gonna know if he's still at United.
It was definitely this season for the judgment.
No, this was his second season. A new manager, second season. He went mental health retreat as well. Like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That already kind of like took away from it. If you got a new manager, like, all right, let's have it right. Yeah. A new manager comes to the team. This is your opportunity to show him why you should be there.
Yeah.
If he's sending you away on a retreat or training scheme somewhere else. That's not a great start. Imagine you working and then a new manager comes in and says, you know what, maybe take 2 weeks off to go do this, but we've got something important that we need to do here. So you need to be away from it.
But that was due to personal reasons is what people are saying. So we don't, whatever these personal reasons really were, like there's different rumors I've heard.
I don't know. You don't get sent to Ajax to train.
Well, what are you saying? He had to start his career again here and learn how to kick ball again.
Maybe he needed to learn some new tactics or something that, or the ETH way.
But this is the thing. Even let's just go with your point and say he maybe needed to do that. Yeah. Ain't that testament to him then that he's gone and done that? Ten Hag saw something in him. He's gone, done that, and he's come back. Let's be real. We can see a better player.
Or they spent 75 million and then they need to justify that spending.
That's a good argument.
It's funny, and it's funny you talk about the spending because Ten Hag has recently been in the press complaining about Manchester United's lack of spending in January, and it's kind of almost like he's not taking into account that he spent quite a lot in the summer and he failed to almost get a tune out of them to the effect that he obviously desired.
That's not fair.
I think because it's his first season, I think everybody will be, it was his first season, everybody will give him a bly. But going forward and after him making Champions League, there has to be some kind of investment intent that they didn't show with Jose. At the time, they need to show that with him.
And I think this is where there's people on opposite sides of the fence because you've got some people you've got some people saying that he's making that comment off of the strength of what Chelsea did, which isn't actually normal, to be fair. And then you've obviously got some people that are closer to what you just said, Joey, where it's just like, well, yeah, he does need, now that after the season he's had, he probably can make such statements and deserves to be backed up to obviously get United to be challenging. Because further, just to add a little bit of weight to what you said, Joey, that I think United have equaled their home record, the wins. I think you've had 27 wins at home this season. So Erik ten Hag has come in. He's made Manchester United a fortress, so to speak. I think you've only lost at home, maybe, was it once this season?
I think it's once to Brighton. Opening game as well.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, I do hear what you're saying, but you got to remember, they should have given him, he lost Ronaldo now. You know, I'm saying he was on a decline. You were saying, either way, that's a striker.
He signed Weghorst. Like that was
trash. Weghorst was a low, bro. He didn't even score this season.
Yeah, he scored in Europa.
But he didn't score in the Prem.
And then he cried. You should let me love you in the change room.
I think that's the highlight of his season, his initiation song.
Hey, not many people have seasons like that in the world.
But exactly that though. But look at it like this. So, you know, everyone else buys actual decent people. We got Weghorst on loan. That says it all. Like, even Chelsea got João Felix on loan. We got Weghorst, bruv. So, yeah, he's right. We do need to spend. And in all honesty, I kind of feel like for him to get that tune out of Marcus Rashford, which seemed like it was gone, let's be real with, I was saying Rashford should go. I was calling him Trashford. So, you know, for him to get that tune out of him, you could see, I feel like Ten Hag's worked a miracle, in all honesty. So, other managers.
Where's Rashford been recently? He seems like he's been a bit quiet. Is that the injuries or what's happening?
I feel like it could be the injury. You know, it's a bit like, but the loss.
Sorry, go on.
Okay. Like the last game we saw, he played a bit better, but even because I feel like you might have, you know, I was saying this earlier, me personally, I don't think even Rashford has that elite footballing brain. We're not talking raw talent now and whatnot. He doesn't have a Saka brain. So for him to even be able to get Rashford to do this, Ten Hag's a magician.
Yeah, I think it's good management.
Yeah,
to be fair. But what I will say about Rashford, I agree with you. I think he's one of those players that you kind of wind up and then put them out there and just let them do their thing. And then, but when they have to think about it or play kind of like a tactical game, they're not really who you want. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Where would you play Rashford this Sunday? this Saturday. Sorry, would you put him on the left where he's up against? Because Rashford's thing is the hit and run kind of thing. That's how he beats his players. But you're not really going to do that against Kyle Walker. Or do you put him in? Do you play him central instead, and then make him play off the centre backs and maybe see if he can get some joy of maybe if Stones is maybe playing a bit forward. What do you?
I really don't know. Like, maybe play him on the left, and it's a thing of. I don't think playing him up top though would be. To me, maybe later on down the line when the game is way more open and maybe if City are pushing a bit more forward, then, have him for the counter. But I don't think to start him in the middle, I'd rather start Martial in the middle. He's the best of the strikers that we have available. He at least knows how to hold up the ball and bring people in. Rashford can't do that. So that's why I wouldn't start Rashford there. But evidently we need to play Rashford. So to me, he's just got to be on the left.
Sorry, quick one. You said maybe later on when the game is a bit tighter. Is that what you said?
More open. Yeah.
If that game is more open.
If it gets there.
Maybe 4-0.
I was thinking 5-1.
But you know what though? Yeah, it could I don't know. It could go that way where we get battered, or we could hold them for a 2-1, because especially now the defense, okay, so I'm happy Luke Shaw's back at left back. We've got Varane back, and Lindelof looks good with anyone but Maguire, so that's all right. And obviously Wan-Bissaka, you're not going to get no joy out of him there. He's going to hold down Grealish, so I believe in the defense. Okay, in the middle, if we just play the right team in the middle, honestly, this is a final. This is a one-off game. Everything, form kind of goes out of the window. History goes out of the window. This is the final.
Martial did not look sharp against Fulham. Did you watch the game?
He didn't look sharp at all.
Martial to me needs to go, but I can only go with what we have. I think having Weghorst is like playing with 10 people, so we might as well play Martial from what is available.
So then you also said Fred. So then who? So then
yeah,
what,
I play Fred in the middle because
Fred, Fernandez, and Casemiro.
Yeah, it may have to be that.
This is why I asked you to maybe push Fernandez on the right and have Casemiro deep. Then you have your
Eriksen and Fred sort of things. That way,
yeah. Because then Fred would be the legs for Casemiro and. What's his name? Eriksen, where you can see when you're up against livelier players, they're a bit rabbits in headlights a little bit.
McTominay's back though. And imagine, and that's what I'm saying. The team needs surgery, like McTominay.
Yeah, man.
What we have available is shocking, but I think we're going to need to pack out midfield. You're right. So
obviously, I've kind of moved into a little bit of a FA Cup preview as well. What do you think the score is going to be then?
Either 5-0 or 2-1.
2-1 to City or United?
No. Either 2-1 to United or 5-0 to City. And if it goes there, I'll be drinking vodka.
What are you thinking?
It'll be a tight game. I think it'll be a tight game. Man United will come with a game plan. I think they'll let City have the ball. 2 banks of 4, break us down, and then try and hit on the counter attack. I could see it going extra time.
Really?
I could see it going extra time. It'll be a tough game. With finals, you can't. It's a Manchester derby. United will be up for it. They'll be up for it. City on the brink of doing a treble.
Equaling United's.
Yeah, it'll be a tough game. I could see it going extra time. I think City will just scrape it though. 2-1, 1-0, 2-1. But if for United to win, they will have to be clinical. When I mean clinical, take their chances. But yeah, I think City would just about scrape it 2-1 after extra time.
I think City's probably going to do to United what they did to Liverpool, man. Give them a 4-5-1.
Nah, not in the final. I doubt it. Not the FA Cup final. I don't think that will happen.
Be a capitulation.
Yeah, I don't. United will make it very, very, very difficult for them. Very difficult.
And if United do, that would be a very, very brilliant season for them to
domestic double.
Yeah, domestic double. Finish third, 75 points on the table. Erik ten Hag's third season.
I think even if they didn't win the FA Cup, I think all United need to do is have a good performance. And then that will bolster them for next season because it's no easy feat beating Man City, especially in the final.
Yeah.
So to do that,
and unfortunately for United, Arsenal basically gave City an early holiday, didn't they? Really?
yeah, and especially in ETH's first season, that's nothing short of amazing for United.
Yeah,
from where they came from. Even though I do think they've got a decent enough team.
Yeah, no, I get you. I agree. All right, well, let's move on to let's just touch on, before we go into a bit of the Premier League review. Thanks, Nihai, for giving us that your insights into how you view Manchester United.
Calm.
Liverpool, last game of the season. Obviously, Liverpool probably were trying to deal with the upset of failing to qualify for Champions League, from obviously being touted to be title favourites, challengers to Man City, or even City challenging Liverpool, whichever way you want to score it, to obviously missing out, putting up a valiant effort in top four charge, maybe too little too late, and obviously having lost out last game of the season away to Southampton. And the score was 4-4 in the end, was it?
Yeah, 4-4.
Yep, 4-4. It was a interesting game where Liverpool were cruising 2-0 up, and then shockingly conceded 4 in a row.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
literally against Southampton as well. I think they've only won like 2 games at home, something like that. But it sums up our season, to be fair.
Who did they beat? Was it Fulham?
I can't remember, but they were trash at home this season. They had a better away form.
Yeah. But then Liverpool never say die attitude kind of.
No, we should have died, man. Fuck that.
Well, let's take it to you, Joey. What do you you caught the game? Give us what do you make of? I don't want to like. It is what it is. What do you make of Trent? Because he's like an enigma. Like, you can point the finger at him for a lot of the goals conceded, but then you can also point the finger at him for the comeback. Like,
I've always said, for me, Trent isn't the problem. Like I was saying about Fred,
right?
And you got to put arm around him and just give him the basic instructions. Trent has to be given the instructions. You know what he's capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
And let's have it right. Defending isn't his specialty. I don't think it's ever been his specialty, hence why Henderson used to be deployed in a position to cover him.
But we've seen Trent have good defensive performances. I've seen him like lock up Sane.
Yeah, in the Champions League quarterfinals, definitely shackled him.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying, like, obviously he can do it, but the concentration required to play in defense is crazy, bro.
So would you say that maybe he's thinking more about goals and assists rather than
100%, because he's not a defender, innit? And he's never been a defender. But obviously Klopp was able to get a tune out of him in right back when Liverpool were playing in a certain way. We've not played that way in a long time, and we're not capable of playing that way. We're not capable of keeping the ball as long as we used to keep it.
Yeah.
We're not capable of pressing as hard as we used to press. So when you have a player like that doesn't have the greatest concentration defensively, and then you expect him to be on it, especially while your team is playing poorly, like, bad things are going to happen. So I personally don't think Klopp will be worried about that, because I think if I can see this, I'm sure he's identified it. I'm hoping anyway. But and I don't really blame him for the goals, man. Like, one of the goals was the goals were poorly defended. And I'm talking about the whole defense as well. So like, if your right back can't rely on your CB to cover for you, then the game's a game, innit?
Yeah. We saw Jota. He got
he's not. We don't call him Joe. We call him better than Rashford.
Good way. It's funny that we've got a United correspondent in there, because what do you make of that? What do you make of that statement? Who you having, Rashford or Diego?
Okay, so I want to be loyal and say Rashford, but in my heart, no, Jota.
Bods, where are you with that statement? Because
Bods, he don't agree with me on that. I don't think.
Don't agree. Okay.
I like Rashford. I like Rashford.
Because
Do you think he's better than Jota?
I think they're different players, to be fair.
Okay,
But yeah.
but if you were the manager, Bod's the manager, your team, who are you going to play, Rashford or Jota?
Are you going to take the player who runs in straight lines or the other guy who does?
I'm going to take the player that creates more havoc on the pitch.
It's got to be Jota then, bro.
I think it's more Rashford.
No, you got to take the guy who has more.
Jota's a better finisher for sure.
Yeah, for
he
sure.
gets the
That's
goals
true,
more
that's true.
dangerous, but I think Rashford creates more havoc on the pitch.
Yeah, you're right.
I think you think about more with Rashford because you don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
correct.
You know, he's one of those players. And Rashford does score. His finishing's improved this season. He's been very clinical this season. I haven't seen him miss big chances. So I like Rashford though. I do like him.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, he's not crap, and I think Jota's really, really good at what he does. I just think I'm still underwhelmed with what I'm getting from him in the Premier League. I've always had high expectations of Rashford, and even though he scored 17 goals in the league this season, he's still not really lived up to what I expect from him or expected from him. Like, 17 goals came in quite a bit of a burst, and then there was a lull. And then he's given us maybe like 1 or 2 goals since he got the burst of goals. And it's just a lack of consistency in a period where Man United really needed it. It just so happened that Liverpool weren't good enough to keep on their tails. But let's say we won that game against Aston Villa, it might have been a different story.
Who knows? That's coming back on Rashford. I think he's had a good season. I think it's his best season. Yeah, well, let's look at what was Rashford doing before the World Cup? Was he in any sort of, because he had a good World Cup as well, Rashford, didn't it? So I think on the World Cup, on the back of the World Cup, what I noticed from Rashford, he was a match winner for United many times this season. Getting in the winning goals, opening the scoring, and I felt that if you look at the goals he scored, the volume of goals, it's been spreaded from like the Prem, Europa League, Cup games, and I think that the goals have been very, very decisive. He's been that guy where when Rashford don't play, it's like, who's going to get the goals for United?
Correct.
That's literally what it is. And when he does play and scores, it's like it had to be Rashford.
Yeah.
Rashford was the one that was, because United would be, like I spoke to United fans where they've had a dead performance, but Rashford will get sat at the back and they've won the game on the back of Rashford doing something.
Let me ask you this: could Diego Jota do that for United?
Diogo.
Not for United. I think the way United play wouldn't suit Jota's style play.
Not at all.
He will be trashing the United team, personally.
How would Rashford be in the Liverpool team?
Better.
So,
Klopp will get a better tune out of Rashford. He will run through brick walls. He'll be an animal.
So then are we kind of saying that Joey is kind of reaching then when he's saying Jota over Rashford? Because based on what you've just said, you're firmly you've stamped your flag.
Joey's got a Liverpool hat on. And his Wolverhampton hat.
No, again, my issue is with Rashford as a kind of like as a striker, to be fair, because when I first was introduced to Rashford, again, I've said it a couple of times.
What, against Arsenal?
Against Midtjylland in the Europa League.
What, FC Midtjylland?
Yeah. He was
I saw you man are going to be playing them this next season now.
Yeah, did they make Europa?
Them ones.
Well, because they're turning you over. We'll get retribution for you. But, no, when I was introduced to him, he was a striker, and I saw under Van Gaal, and he had some good movement, and it's like all that stuff I saw initially, I just don't see it anymore. I definitely see a different player that kind of creates his own chances and cuts in nicely, and like you said, creates havoc on the pitch, and that's good, man. But I kind of just want more from him. So I think maybe I'm being harsh. I just have very high expectations from him, and he's not lived up to it yet for me.
Speaking of expectations, just to keep it on Liverpool, Cody, turn me up. Like you like to say. Cody Gakpo, is it Gakpo? Yeah.
Hakpo.
Yeah, man. So what's your expectations for him next season? Because it looks like he's warming nicely, isn't it?
Yeah, let him cook, man.
Yeah,
let him cook, bro, man. Let him marinate, bro.
Just more of the same, really.
Yeah.
He came into a difficult situation. If I think about it, when we signed him, we were really rock bottom. We were trash. He got thrown in there. Wasn't really seeing much about him. The team weren't really performing. Then I think that Everton game, when he got his first goal, then you started. Like, he surprised me because at first I thought, why is Klopp playing him through the middle? He plays from the left. I was watching some YouTube videos. He was just cutting in, just finessing it into the corner, just doing madnesses from the left. So I'm thinking, then I started thinking, okay, I see why Firmino is leaving. You know, I see why Firmino is leaving because Gakpo actually does a Firmino role, and I think he could do it better. You know what I mean?
I think keeping him available and fit alongside Diaz and Jota, Salah, you know, I think that would be key for Klopp. Like, but then what else do you think? Because let's have it right. Obviously, Liverpool versus Southampton, it was a game of two teams that have had very disappointing seasons. Obviously, one has seen a team being relegated, and another has seen obviously Liverpool fail to get Champions League, and now you're in the Europa. So obviously. No, this is no trolling. I'm just
Boys is just laughing at himself.
I think I must be dreaming when I'm in the Europa. Like what?
Yeah, but so is that, what does Liverpool need to do to obviously to turn this around? Like, question: where did you have Liverpool finishing this season? Where did you have Liverpool finishing the season, and compare it to where you have finished, and kind of help summarize how it felt to be a Liverpool fan this season? Like, where have you been in regards to your management situation, your player situation? What do you expect to improve next season?
It's been a disappointing season this season. I feel that we didn't deserve, and I was saying to Joey, we didn't deserve to get top four. In a way, I'm happy we didn't get it, in the sense that we didn't deserve it. Like, there were just too many performances that I saw from us where I thought, these guys don't want to be on the pitch. These guys are not fighting for the club. These guys are taking a mick. These guys think that they're just going to turn up on the pitch and just win a game.
Yep.
And in the Premier League, you need to fight for everything. You can't come in those cold away days, Nottingham Forest, you know, all these away days that we had, we didn't score goals. Bournemouth, where we got beaten. Well, you don't deserve to get in the top four when you're losing these games. And it's no point of waking up late, going on a winning run. We had too much to do. You know, if we got in the top four, that would have been reflected badly on Newcastle and Man United.
On the Premier League.
And on the Premier League, we didn't deserve it. We just didn't. This season, we didn't touch top four once. If you look up through the season, Liverpool never got into the top four. So we didn't deserve to get into the top four. I hope it's a big wake-up call for the team. Like, Striver, you know, I've been drawing you out for a bet and I'm making it public, £100. You know,
so what is the bet that you're making public?
That Liverpool finish ahead of Liverpool, Arsenal.
What? So,
I'm gonna buttress that and say 350. I want 350, bro.
So the receipts are here.
Liverpool gonna finish above Arsenal today, bro. I don't want to wait for a transfer window.
No transfer windows.
Yeah.
The money's on the table that we'll finish ahead of Arsenal.
Right, so first of all,
hang on, let me get a tissue for the sweat on your head.
First of all, Joey, you lost a £20 bet and you paid it late.
No,
so I don't know why
I paid it within 24 hours.
You can't
pay the late fee on that. What the late fee on that?
There was no late fee, so you can't go from not paying a £20 bet on
when did
time.
I pay it? Tell the truth. When did I pay it? When did I pay it? Within 24 hours of the deadline.
Was it
within 24 hours of the deadline?
The deadline.
I got A1 credit in these streets, bro. Don't try.
The deadline was the day. You paid me late.
No, it wasn't the day. It's within 24 hours, and we didn't even have no payment terms.
What do you mean payment terms, brother? The payment terms is when the bet's due, you pay the bet.
What are you talking about?
But when you lose a bet, when the bet's due, that's when you pay your bet.
No, bro, the bet is due when you say it's due.
So, Boz, let me ask you a question. Yeah,
don't besmirch my name.
Boz, if you lose a bet, when do you pay the bet? At the point you lose it, or what are the terms? The assumed terms is when you lose the bet.
You have to agree terms, bro. Come on, man. You're in housing, bro. You know everything's contractual. Bro.
So what you're telling me is you could have paid me whenever you liked because we never specified.
Technically, but because I'm an A1 credit and I'm an honourable guy, I paid you within 24 hours of the end of the season.
I sent you a request for my money.
And I rejected. Don't request money from me, bro. I'll pay you when I'm ready to pay you, bro.
And now you want to ask me for a £350 bet. But you know what? Before we even get off, before we go off topic, what I want to ask, what I want to ask is, what makes both of you, because it's funny, you're both saying the same thing, what makes both of you so confident, considering Liverpool's season, what makes you so confident that one, you're going to finish above Arsenal, who challenged for the title this season, of something that you failed to do this season. So what's going to change? Like, what's going to change to give you that swing of points whereby you not only finish better than what you done this season, but you finish above Arsenal? Like, why? What makes you guys so confident?
You know, it's like peaks and troughs in it. Like, obviously, you saw us win the title, finish second, win Champions League, finish third after we were probably like languishing like round 8th, 7th.
Yeah.
Finish second and then finish 5th from the lowest position of 10th, maybe even 11th. I'm not sure. But so just because we've like not had a great season doesn't mean we're not capable. We've done that before. We've had a shit season and then come back and challenge for the title the next season.
But the difference with your squad though is you haven't really recycled or really renewed too much.
Exactly. And then we didn't do that the season before when we came third. We didn't recycle and we still challenged for the season the next season. I think, me personally, I've been saying it all season, that our bad season is kind of a hangover from last season. That's what I think. But
my question to you is, I get what you're saying, but my question to you is more so, what have you seen to give you the confidence that you're obviously...
experience, man. This is last season...
most of your experienced players are out the door, don't they? Well, let me not.
No.
When you say experience, do you mean experience as in your personal experience as a fan, or the experience in the club?
Everything. Experience as a manager, experience in the club, experience as a fan. I've seen us do rubbish, do great, do rubbish, do great. I know what we're capable of as a team. And even though this first team didn't play the greatest this season, like I said, at the beginning of the season, everybody had Liverpool up there for a reason. The same reason why Man City were the favourites.
Because that's what we've been seeing.
And the same reason why Man City were the favourites for the Champions League and for the Premier League, because of the experience and what they've been able to do. That experience, just because you had a bad season or just because Man City didn't win the league that season, we won it. It doesn't mean that you're not going to win the league again, or it doesn't mean you're not going to challenge for the title again. So I think it's kind of naive to say that it's not even capable for Thingy to do, or to count Liverpool out. Do you know what I mean? I'm not counting Arsenal out. I just don't think Arsenal...
That's the question, because Buds, I want to field the same question to you, because although you're not counting Arsenal out and you're talking about what Liverpool have given you in former seasons, the context is Milner's no longer going to be with you. Firmino's no longer going to be with you. The futures of Matic, your Tsimikas and all that is all in doubt. You know, Keita's not going to be with you. Your forward line is, you know, it's still quite strong. The slow integration of Darwin Núñez, we might see that coming to fruition next season. I agree. We spoke about Gakpo. He's looking like he's promising. We've got a few young midfielders. I'm hearing through the grapevine that Carvalho is out the door as well.
Yep.
You know, so you're going to need quite, in my opinion, extensive surgery to your squad. But as is, if I was a Liverpool fan, I wouldn't be as confident as you guys. I'm just looking for what maybe where I'm blind.
Based on what?
Sorry, no, but before I hand over to Buds, what do you think of Jurgen Klopp as a manager?
I think Jurgen Klopp is a very competent manager. I think he's
just very competent in terms of on the world stage of managers. Where do you put Jurgen Klopp?
With Jurgen Klopp, what I find with Jurgen Klopp is he's got a lot of enthusiasm for every new project, and then I feel like he struggles to motivate himself and players after a particular amount of time. And
but still, because Pep was also similar in that.
Not really, because he'd always change projects after like 3 or 4 years, wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the same as Jurgen Klopp, where he has a 4-year period where his contract was supposed to come to an end. So usually he would have left Liverpool by now, but he signed a new contract. So
but what we haven't seen is him recycle your team and your club to make you competitive.
And that's the new project that he has right now. So that's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm confident.
That's where my confidence comes from.
Your confidence is a hunch.
No, it's not a hunch.
No, but remember, he's done it before.
Listen to the question I'm asking you.
You're talking about a manager. Yeah. Sorry, before you do that, my question was, where do you put Jurgen Klopp on all the managers?
Where would I put?
Even with that project mentality that you spoke about, where would you put him?
Are we Premier League? Yeah,
no, just up there, like
he's a top manager. He's a top class manager. Like I'm not necessarily doubting his ability to manage Liverpool.
But that's where my confidence is coming from. Jurgen Klopp is a manager, and he still has a core of a team that has been able to mount challenges against arguably one of the best and most consistent teams in the world.
Okay. And we've now seen in this season, you've seen a new manager who was quite new to it, Mikel Arteta.
I don't believe in
mount a good challenge, and also,
but it wasn't a good challenge though, bro. Because you can't have a challenge and not win in the final 8 games, bro. That doesn't make sense.
What do you mean you can't have a challenge and not win in the final? We did win in the final 8 games, but what I'm saying is,
when the actual challenge was the gauntlet was put down, it was a showdown, and you lot didn't show up. That's why I don't have Arteta up there, even though he's shown.
So that's fair enough. But what I'm saying is, considering this season where it was Arteta that was pushing City and Liverpool have ended up in the Europa, my question is, just to obviously just circle back to the question is, and I'll give Bods an opportunity to take the floor, is what do you see that you're issuing out bets to myself as an Arsenal fan? Okay, you're going to finish above Arsenal.
Okay,
what is it that?
Honestly, it's not even about Liverpool. My thing has always been about Arsenal, because I always said on the podcast, I've always said, if you don't win the season now, that's it. It's over, bro. Because I think, especially in the way you guys didn't win the title.
They said that last season when we didn't make top 4. Like, if you don't make top 4.
I didn't say that. I'm not talking about Dave. I didn't say that. I never said, bro, why would I be looking at top 4? I don't care about top 4 when we're challenging for the title.
Everyone said that. If Arsenal can't
show me receipts.
4,
I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. What I said. I've said on this podcast, if you lot don't win the title this season, that's it. And only because you lot getting there was you skipped a lot of steps. Do you not think that you from going from 5th, losing out on Champions League, to being pushed by Man City for the title? That's a huge development stage that you've kind of,
and it's credit to Arteta. But actually, last season Arsenal probably could have finished 3rd, but we didn't finish 3rd. We actually capitulated, but we bottled it, inverted commas, towards business end of the season last season, and that's a legible criticism.
That's why I'm willing to put in 350, because there's 2 capitulations in a row, bro.
2 capitulations in a row, however, but this point swing on Liverpool has been like, you guys finished like probably 20 points plus, and now we've finished 17 points above you this season.
It happens though.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I mean, when it doesn't happen. It's happened.
Happened to
but
Man
it doesn't
United.
happen.
It's happened to Man United, bro. It happens, bro.
Point swings happen all the time.
What's happened to us is not abnormal, bro. What's happened to you is more abnormal than what's happened to us.
You can't say that it's more abnormal, because you've actually seen a steady incline. You've seen a steady climb of progression.
5th to challenge him for the title isn't a steady progression.
8th, 5th, 2nd.
8th, 5th to top of the league for 295 days. That's not a steady progression.
What do you mean that's not a steady progression?
Coming back to the point swing, like, we've seen it happen previously. We've seen it with Leicester.
Chelsea.
They were fighting for relegation one season, went and won the title the following season. Chelsea finished 10th one season, went and won the title the next season. It happens. In football, it happens. There's times when good teams have a bad season. Liverpool had a bad season. We had an extremely bad season. A bad season for Liverpool should be finishing in the top 4. It didn't happen.
But then you talk about Chelsea finishing 10th, but what you're also failing to acknowledge is Chelsea finished 10th and only had the Premier League to focus on, and still had a quality team. You're going to now be playing 5 p.m. on Thursdays. I don't even know what channel it is no more. TNTs? Was that what they're calling it?
You're lying.
You're on that channel.
You're lying, bro.
I don't know anymore, bro. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. That's not my struggle anymore. That's what I'm telling you.
I respect that.
Yeah, I respect it.
So I'm just saying that you're ignoring the fact that your schedule's still going to be impacted by European football. And yes, it gives Klopp to win the trophy that he's not won yet. So that's something, a project for him to be excited about. But that's going to impact your Premier League campaign.
I believe that Liverpool have the team, the manager and the squad to deal with those issues. I'm not concerned about Thursday, Sunday. This is what
that's not a problem, bro.
This is an experienced team. We've been in Europe. We played games. We play games every 3 days, whatever. The reason why I'm confident Liverpool will be back next season is because, like I said, a lot has happened this season that Klopp has needed to figure out. And I feel that he's at a point now where he knows what needs to be done.
What do you think that is?
He knows he needs to get the team remotivated again. You know, I don't know.
Most of all.
Yeah. And Salah came out, I think, a couple of days ago, devastated. We didn't win. We didn't make the Champions League. And you know what? Fair play. Salah's done what he needs to do. It's a team effort at the end of the day, innit? And the team have to look at themselves to why we didn't finish in the top 4. So I feel that they're just going to come back hungry next season. Come back hungry, and they're going to remind everyone that, you know what, this Liverpool Football Club, we were below expectation last season. This season, we're going to remind everyone that we are back. And what 3 or 4 signings, maybe, you know, McAllister pending potentially, you know, just small areas, maybe 1 centre back, maybe 2 or 3 midfielders with the players that are already there.
And is that realistic for you to
No,
get
100%.
a centre back to get 3 midfielders?
Yeah, and it's not
100%.
It's not even big, huge signings that need to be made. Like it's just
tweaks.
Tweaks and like players that come in and then show people like this is the level we expect from you.
Yeah.
If you're not doing that, move aside. Like for example, Joel Matip, Joe Gomez. If you guys aren't up for it,
there's no way
There's gonna
Liverpool are not going to finish in the top 4.
Why was Darwin Núñez not in the squad, by the way?
Injury.
He's been injured.
But you see what was happening with Carvalho, yeah? That wouldn't have happened last season, bro. Because everybody was comfortable and getting fat, you know, like living off of the fat of the land. But now, bro, we've hit that rock bottom. So now you need to just get rid of all the dead weight. So that's why it's happening. And that's why I'm kind of confident. The other thing as well, you're talking about Europa League, bro. You can't bring up Europa League when we've fucking played like in every single competition to the final day last season.
And where did it leave you?
No, but bro, what I'm saying is that we do this. We've done it before. We've done it before, and we've done it and walked away with trophies, bro. So for you to say Europa League,
did it and you left away with.
We walked away with trophies.
With the League
what
Cup
I've said is
and the
factual.
FA
What
Cup.
I've said is factual. We walked away with trophies. For you to say that Europa League Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that doesn't mean anything.
On top of a rebuild and on top of finishing.
I wouldn't say it's a rebuild.
It's not it's like I said,
it's a few tweaks.
It's been an abomination of a season for Liverpool.
Stripes. I didn't say.
No, I'm not even doing a banter. It's actually been an extremely crap, terrible season. So for you to have such a season,
we have to do comprehension here, bro.
Yeah, but
I didn't say we're going to challenge for the title. I said we're going to finish above Arsenal.
But Arsenal challenged for the title
last season.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen again, bro. That's what I'm telling you.
Well, I disagree. I think
of
Arsenal
course, that's what I'm saying. Let's put that money on it. 350, baby.
Me personally, I don't think
100
it's
quid,
gonna,
baby.
So I don't think it's going to happen.
I've said so. Just
350, baby.
Sorry.
350, baby.
I need to just address
450 on the table.
I need to-
right now.
Listen.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah,
I need to address
bro.
these jesters. I've said.
You know what I'll do? I'll transfer the money into your account now, bro. And then you can hold it and then pay me 700, bro, and the season, bro. That's what I'm saying to you, bro.
guy
I'll do it
using
right
your
now.
savings account.
I'll do it right now, bro. I'll cash out.
It's overdraft.
My savings account is locked. It's locked until June. But on June, I was transferring you 350, bro, and you transfer me 700 on the last day of the season.
I will happily take you guys' money.
Let's do it.
But
You heard it, guys. You all heard it.
As I've said, I've made about maybe 20 bets this season. I've only lost 2 of them. The reason why I don't lose bets is because I don't make bets stupidly. So what I am saying is once Arsenal address the areas of concern, which I believe that Arsenal, Liverpool, I've said it last week, Manchester United, Newcastle, all in for similar profile of players. We need a couple of number 8s. We might need a number 6. I think we need a few midfielders. I think we need to reinforce our back line. And personally, I would love for Arsenal to reinforce somebody up top, even though we've scored the most amount of goals we've done for a particular amount of time. Once I've seen that done, or once I've seen some in that direction, I will happily take your money, just like I did this season.
So everybody who's listening to this that has children, play this back to them, and this is what we call a coward. This is what we call a coward, bro. Because you just said, that there's no chance.
Let me tell you what this is.
You're a yellow belly.
Let me tell you.
You're a yellow belly.
Let me tell you.
Because you just said that you what you're saying about it, and you're saying about us. I'm saying to you, don't talk. Put your money there, bro. Because what we do a lot of times is talk. You're saying, I need to see what my manager's going to do. I need to see this. No, bro, put your money down, bro. Don't talk about your manager. Put your money down, bro.
I've just given you context as to why my financial literacy is higher than yours.
But this is typical of Arsenal, though. This is typical of Arsenal because I feel like this is what it is. Liverpool had a bad season, but Liverpool can deal with expectancy, what is expected of them. Arsenal, no one expected them at the beginning of the season to be where they were. Then when it was like, Arsenal, you lot are there, and people expected Arsenal now to show up. When at the showdown, like what you said,
if it's a
they
showdown,
went down. They went down.
I'll tell you what I
feel like
I expected
They can't
Arsenal to
deal with
finish
it.
above Manchester United, and I've made a lot of money off of that. We finished 11 points above you last season, 9 points above you. So you know what? You've made a 2 point. You've made a 2 point improvement. What are you going to do next
Okay,
season?
but United have had a
another
better
2 points.
season than Arsenal this year.
You know what? Brilliant segue, because that's what I wanted to go on to.
Okay.
Just before we go on to that, Liverpool fans, because we were talking about Liverpool.
Yeah,
How would you grade? How would you grade your season?
Oh,
If
give us a scale to grade it on.
So 0 being obviously 0 being worst, 10 being top. Out of 10, where would you put your? How would you grade your season?
-2.
Jesus.
-2.
Yeah, -2.
I'd have to agree with that as well.
Yeah, we fell short, and the reason why I grade them -2 is, like I said, we went in, as Joey alluded to earlier, we played every single football match last season, walked away with trophies. We come in this season, I think my prediction was for Liverpool to win the league. If I'll be honest, if you could get the receipts, I think a lot of the group was saying Liverpool winning the league.
I think I said that, but I lied. My heart, I knew you meant doing it.
It was clear that we was going to struggle this season earlier on, but it wasn't clear that we wasn't going to make top 4.
Yeah.
I still felt we're still going to make top 4. It didn't happen, and like I said, a lot of it was down to the away performances. It wasn't a thing where we need to close the gap on the top 4, because there is no gap to close on the top 4. There's no gap there. It's just that there's just games that we let get away from us. There were just dumb points that we dropped. At home, it was still good. At home, we're still strong. Home form doesn't need to be improved. So
It was more your away record against the lower teams, wasn't
against
it?
the lower
Garbage,
teams, and
yeah.
that could easily be fixed. It's an easy fix. So once the team comes out, I think, you know what, we're hungry.
But could you? Is it okay? And by the way, I'm only challenging this because I feel like the listeners might want to hear this. But wouldn't you say that conceding goals was an issue even when you were at the top? Like your rock and roll football, your rock and roll football, so to speak. Like
Last season.
yeah, like even last season, wouldn't you say, like, as a Liverpool fan, part of your frustrations was how easy it was for you, for teams to get in behind you, and to, just basic, like, your vulnerabilities in defense, so to speak.
No, not at all. I think we play a high line, and I think last season we perfected the offside trap, perfected it.
Yeah.
Like, teams were not, they'll go score offside. I think this season, the structure of the team didn't help. So we were trying to play the offside trap, but I think there were deep runners that were breaking the trap. Teams worked to find out a way how to beat Liverpool's offside trap, and Liverpool struggled with it not working. They couldn't react. It's like, oh, right.
The concentration was bad from our defenders, isn't it? So like Trent will be playing people on even
Robertson, even Van Dijk.
Van Dijk will be playing people on.
So things, yeah. There was a lack of understanding in regards to the defensive structure, and it didn't help with the midfield as well. The midfield structure as well was struggling. Fabinho couldn't get apart back the pitch. Henderson was on it, and when as defenders are the last line, so you need your midfielders to do the job to screen you guys. Like teams were getting in behind too easily, and we're almost conceding the same goals.
Yeah.
Like the first 3 months, like, right, we're just conceding the same goals, and where Klopp comes into it, I think he struggled to adapt to that. I think, you know what?
And has he adapted now?
He's adapting now.
I don't think he's fully adapted, but he's definitely
On the right
tried
path.
to address the situation. Even the fact that people have been screaming for Trent to play in the centre mid for God knows how long.
8 years.
But then you still
Then he finally played it. But no, that's not to say that that move is to make the defence better.
Yeah.
It's to say, I want to try something here to see, okay,
different. But Klopp's
our
not
defence
averse
isn't
of
great.
trying something different, though, because I think
he
that's
usually changes something every season.
exactly, and that's
But
how you
he
even
thought-
challenge City in the first place.
Yeah, but I think he thought me playing Trent in the middle is not necessarily going to make our defence better, but it's more likely to give us more possession of the ball, which we struggled to have this season. And we're struggling to press the ball and get it back. So if we keep it, we're less likely to give it away and all of that stuff. So I think he tried to address it in one type of way because he understands where the flaws are. The flaws in our defence and the flaws in our lack of legs in the middle.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel that that's what has been identified. So sometimes when you're on the top, I felt with Liverpool that we were papering over cracks at the top. And I felt this had to happen.
Yeah.
For the owners.
If we got Champions League, it would have been bad for us, bro.
Yeah,
Honestly.
to see that, okay, this team needs surgery. And now that has been highlighted,
You trust your owners, you trust your team to do it.
Yeah, to come back next season with the right mentality, the right players to challenge. I'm even going to say it. I expect us to challenge for the title next season.
So is it fair to say that you expect to win the Europa as well then? Because
we should be heavy favourites to win it.
Yeah, I make you heavy favourites.
Yeah, 100%.
I think if you don't win the Europa, it's an abomination.
No, I think that's bullshit. Do you know why I think it's bullshit? Because it doesn't matter, bro.
If Sevilla
doesn't
there,
matter.
it'll be hard work, man.
No, not even that, bro.
Sevilla there. Sevilla.
Not even that, bro. Who fucking cares about the Europa League, bro?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
with all due respect,
I heard
six times.
Yeah.
6-time champion, bro. Like, so going to the Europa League, bro, doesn't mean anything, bro. When your goal is to only play Champions League football.
Yeah, but you failed on that goal, so now you care about the Europa.
No, I don't care about Europa. You can't put words into my mouth. So what I'm going to ask is that you haven't won any European thingy, so I think maybe you're projecting onto us, and you shouldn't do that as a grown man. You're a big man, you know.
Fair enough. fair enough. Well, I can tell you now, I don't care about Europa because I'm in the Champions League.
You cried when you lost to Chelsea in the finals.
I'm in the Champions League now. I'm in the Champions League now.
You've been an avid follower of the Europa League.
Yeah, bro. You cried against
to the point that me and Joey had to update the rules for you in the Champions League because you had lost touch. We had to update the rules. You didn't know if 4 clubs qualified. You didn't know the qualification. You didn't even know how many teams were. You didn't even know what the seedings were. What's this? Oh, okay, cool. I get it. Strive, you invested in Europa Thursdays. You blocked out your Thursdays. Cool. Now let me block out my Thursdays. I'll be happy about it.
Yeah, well, I can confirm that is very true.
Bro, show us the same grace we showed you, bro.
I've been brought up to speed with Champions League football and I'm looking very forward to it. All right, so Lehigh, how do you grade Manchester United season? Obviously, your season's not done because you've got a cup final this Saturday. But
still out there, baby.
But so far, how would you grade your season? And then let's also put a scenario in where you win and lose. How would you grade your season after?
Okay, so I'd grade the season
as it stands
7.5.
I ask you this next question based on I think I referenced the song that you made for qualifying for Champions League. You said on the social media comment something along the lines of, "We've had a better season than you." Facts. What
makes me say that?
Yeah, what team supporters were you addressing?
Arsenal.
Okay, so you've had a better. Okay, so myself.
Did you say Arsenal by name?
I didn't say Arsenal by name, but in his heart, he understood.
Triple entendre.
Yeah.
So you've had a better season than Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. And I ask you, what makes you make that comment? Like,
okay, so if you're top 4, you go champion, especially top 3 even better. Top 3 is automatic qualification.
It's actually top 4.
Top 4.
Automatic.
Top 4.
Yeah.
You've been out of the loop for a while as well.
I've been out of the game, but I thought like the 4th team, they have to qualify. Even though
they've changed it now.
They've changed
top 4 goes straight in now.
You see, I got updated, but I respect it. So all right, cool. So we're automatically in a Champions League like Arsenal. So even playing field there, even though your position in the table was one higher.
Arsenal's the second best team in England.
That's great. But yeah, that's mad.
After hashtag.
For sure players.
No, but do you know what I mean? So Man City, Arsenal, United, Newcastle, we all get the same thing for being in top 4, irrespective of, apart from obviously Man City being the champions, innit? Yeah, but we all get the same thing. All right, cool. So we're in an even playing field there. We've actually
continue.
We've actually got silverware this season, irrespective of what the cup was, because I'm not going to listen to, it was this, it was that. We actually won.
What cup was it?
Carabao Cup. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
What is that cup?
Okay,
so
cool.
silverware.
A cup that you didn't win.
Trophy.
A cup that you didn't win, innit?
Facts.
So we won a cup. I saw my team put a cup in the air and go, yeah,
Facts.
We won something. And
calling it a cup.
Wait.
Calling it a cup is quite.
It's factual.
No, it is factual because it doesn't look like a trophy. It looks like something you drink your tea out of.
Also facts.
That's right. But either way, yeah. So we've got silverware. Now, on top of that, we're even in another final again. Now, hopefully we win, but let's put that aside. So we've hit 2 finals, 1-1, and we're in the Champions League like Arsenal. Arsenal, and this is the wickedest as well. when United, we were fumbling a bit and whatnot, and we were expected to get top 4. Do you know what we did? We pulled through and we cemented it. Arsenal were expected to win the league because they were on top for so long, and they capitulated. So that's why Manchester United have had a better season than Arsenal.
Damn, that boy cooking.
Wow. Okay. No, it's just interesting to hear your point. So you grade Manchester United season at 7.5 as is. What happens if you win the FA Cup? Where do you grade?
I got to give it an 8 now.
So the winning the FA Cup only gives you 0.5.
Well, because
8.5.
okay, 8.5. I didn't want to be too mad, but 8.5.
So
100.
You would grade your season 8.5 out of 10 for finishing third with 2 domestic trophies.
Yes.
Do you know why you could even grade it higher, bro? Because it's his first season, bro.
Imagine it's his first season. He lost Ronaldo. Mason Greenwood.
Nah, he didn't lose Ronaldo. He forced him out the club. He forced him out the club.
I appreciate
But
that.
imagine that though. Ronaldo went and he was replaced by Weghorst. Yeah. Mate, this guy, he's a G just for that. He's Rashford. He's doing a madness right now. I support Man United, and I've been on the fence about Rashford to the point where a Liverpool supporter is having his back over me. If Rashford can do this again next season, Ten Hag, he's a god in my eyes after that. Wan-Bissaka, and that's another thing as well, I think it's also the improvement. This is another reason why we've had a better season in Arsenal. The improvement of individual players has been phenomenal. Wan-Bissaka, he's doing stepovers, he's feinting on people, he's coming into the middle like he's Trent. Mate, I've never seen this before. Luke Shaw, do you know what? A lot of people were saying, because Martinez and Varane were gone, that's what made our defense so bad. No, it's because Luke Shaw went at no, not to say those reasons don't matter, but it's because we also lost Luke Shaw at left back. That is how much, and he's never played like this before. Do you know what I mean?
And that's where most of your attack comes from as well.
Exactly. So, and that's probably why Rashford has been shining even more because of that. So I have to look at that and be like, raw. Mate, we've definitely had a better season than Arsenal.
I mean, I've heard your
good points. Good points.
I've heard your points, and they're okay points. I
said okay.
Yeah, I think they're okay points. I think when you take into context, I think what Joey mentioned with Eric Ten Hag's first season, I think it's been an incredible season for Eric Ten Hag, more so the club. Yeah, so for Manchester United, I just think what Manchester United's history suggests, I think that club is a club that normally liken themselves to challenging for the trophy. Obviously, Liverpool picked them recently, but United was once the most successful team in England.
Yeah,
and I just feel like of a club of that stature. Just talking so much about this Caribbean or whatever the cup's called.
He did on purpose.
Yeah, I just think it's not becoming of a club of Manchester United stature. But when you take into account the context where of Eric Ten Hag, I can see why Manchester United fans might obviously put forth this narrative. But what I will say is, in a season where you're saying you've had a better one than Arsenal, you've lost 7-0 to Liverpool.
Yep.
You've lost 6-3 to Man City, and 2 of those goals were consolation goals. Okay. You conceded 3 against us, Arsenal.
Yep.
You got battered. I think, was it Brentford or Brighton? I mean, you've held a lot of work this season, and then on top of holding a lot of work, winning the Carabao Cup gets you qualification for the Europa Conference. Okay. So that cup's not even a cup that is on our radar. Like, no offense to anybody that wants. Joey, I know Joey's face is screwing at the moment, but you need to understand we've won 4 FA Cups in the last 8 years or 9 years. So you're talking about. We've been winning trophies, and we've won better domestic cups than the Carabao. So I have a right to say I don't give a toss.
No, of course. But,
I mean, cop. I said cop. You know,
but we're talking about this season. We're talking about this season, though. Yeah. So even you haven't won those 4 cups this season.
No, this season. What's happened? We've gone back into Champions League this season, and we've put up a legitimate title challenge that top players want to be involved in.
But what he said was factual.
What he said is factual, but what I'm saying
So
is
what-
also factual.
No.
We've put up a title challenge.
No, but nobody's disputing that. What he said was factual about the trophy, and you agreed it was a trophy.
Yeah, that
just because you don't care about the trophy, it doesn't
Mean that
doesn't
it's not a
negate
trophy.
or it doesn't take away from the fact that it is a trophy.
But then at the same time, so I'm going to ask you this question as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I may have asked in previous episodes, or maybe I've asked privately, is then where would you put if West Ham win the Europa Conference?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Like, does that now mean West Ham's had a better season than
No,
Arsenal?
it doesn't, because he's putting the trophy along with the finishing position, and what that finishing in that position gets both of you, which is Champions League football. If West Ham got Champions League football and won Europa Conference League, then they would have had a better season than you.
100%.
I think Manchester United obviously had finished full third, second, dropped to 6, and now they've gone back to third.
But you're talking about all the other seasons.
Yeah,
We're talking about this season.
but I'm talking about the context of it. Arsenal's gone.
That's not the context. The context we're discussing is this season.
But yeah, so in this season, in my opinion, I think Arsenal's had as it stands, Arsenal's had a better season.
Based
than
on what
United.
facts?
United.
Based on what
But
facts?
if United,
No, but based
win
on
the
what
FA Cup-
facts though? Because you said a point and then you skated away from it.
Okay, based on the facts that we're the second best team in England. Like we
in the
finished
league,
second
in the league
Yeah.
only. But football's more than just the league, bro.
Football is more than just
So, and he asked who had the better season. He didn't say who had the better season in the league.
Prem, yeah.
Yeah, but the better season to me is I still think because I don't.
Bro, come on, man. Where's the
think
facts? Listen,
In
facts
fact-
after facts after facts. Nothing you said.
You're stuttering,
Nobody's
bro.
been able to say facts. Nobody's been able to say
because you're against me.
No, I want to say facts. You said in the league. That's a
but
fact.
you ain't
But
said fact.
season.
When I said we're the second best team in England,
In
no
the
one said
league,
facts.
no, you said
No one said
but
facts.
that's not true.
But you need to say facts.
No, but that's not true though. Because
Who
football-
finished second?
No,
Okay, wait, okay, what,
The
after-
Premier League isn't the only competition in England.
The Premier League is the most consistent barometer of the best
Okay, wait,
performing teams
So
in
are
England.
you judging this on
So we
the
are the
Prem?
second best
When you say
team
the
in
season,
England.
No, you're the
are you
second
talking
best
about
team in the
Prem
Premier League,
only,
bro.
or are you
Because you're
talking
not
about
the second best team in the
overall?
Europa League. You're not the second best team in the
No, but that's
Carabao
Europe.
Cup.
Now
You're
we're
not the
talking
second
about-
best team in the
we're
FA
talking
Cup.
about-
You're not the second best team in the charity shield.
But in the most prestigious competition in England, we are the second best team.
You're the second best team in the Premier League. That's the only fact I can agree with you on.
Yes, okay. And what did you get for that? You got Champions League qualification, the same as Manchester
Come on, bro,
United.
you're being a fraud here, bro.
He knows
I
he
mean-
is. Even the way he's smiling, he knows what he's doing.
Anyway,
Guys, I wish we had cameras here, bro.
all right. So we're saying Liverpool's -2.
Well, there's two for sure.
Yeah.
-2.
We're saying United 7.5 with the potential to be 8.5.
Yeah.
I've put Arsenal season at, I'm going to say 7 out of 10. I'm saying 7 out of 10. I think lower than that would be a bit of a disservice to the feat of actually coming second this in a Premier League where Arsenal had absolutely no right to be. But I do find it to be quite like
I think
poor.
you might be being harsh. I think you might have been 7.5. You know, you lot had a very good season.
I think
bro.
eight.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I think it's poor that we had we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup. As much as I don't care for it, but I don't think we should be getting knocked out in the third or fourth round, whenever it was. The second, the FA Cup, the similar thing.
No, but
the Europa,
sometimes
the
it's
round
a
of
distraction,
16.
innit?
But then this is what was the narrative was a distraction to focus on the Premier League. And as you've alluded to earlier,
Yeah.
it was a poor challenge. Like it was a challenge, but it was a poor challenge. And I have to agree with that. And if you're gonna discount these cup competitions for the Premier League challenge, then I just think that challenge it wasn't good enough for me to give any more than a 7 out of 10. But I just feel like anything lower than a 7 out of 10 is a complete discredit to what Arsenal's achieved.
I agree still.
Yeah. Where would you put? Let's talk about the top 6, so to speak, the traditional top 6. How would you grade Chelsea's season?
Jesus.
They're not even on the scale.
What do you get when you know in A levels? you know what was all over my results.
You got unclassified.
Yeah, they got unclassified still. Yeah.
Unclassified, Chelsea's season has been
100%, man.
If you Strive, you say Liverpool's season been bad.
No, Chelsea's
I don't know.
off the Richter scale.
I don't know if there's a word for their season.
Yeah,
It's been crazy.
No, it's been
Yeah.
insanity. It's been insanity.
And I think just the investment, bro, on top of that, bro, is just like the icing on the cake, bro, man.
Yeah.
Why do you think like it went so bad for them though?
I've said it all season. It's because of the change of ownership, bro, man. It came
Too
in at a
much
bad
change.
time, bro, man. Too much change, too short period.
Yeah.
And then add to the amount of transfers that were in and out, or I'll just say in because
Who went out? I don't know who went out.
Yeah,
it was a recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
bro.
it wasn't that environment wasn't fit for purpose. I just feel there was no plan. Just no plan. There was a plan. There was a plan in terms of just get all the young players in, all the hot young players, get them in. But in terms
It was
of
a bad plan, man.
Yeah, there was no plan.
Even sacking Tuchel and bringing in Potter, bro, without no plan.
Yeah, no plan. And now
It's the dumbest thing for Potter to
ended
ever
up
do.
winning the
Bundesliga.
Yeah, Bundesliga.
By a fucking technicality.
By default.
Fucking
Yeah.
technicality.
I mean, what you
Was it
played
goal
3
difference?
games?
Was it goal difference?
Yeah, bro.
He's a
bro.
G.
But Chelsea, it's been a woeful season. There's a lot of variables to why they've struggled this season. But yeah, I think a lot of players just checked out early. Too many players on the training pitch. Too many players not knowing whether they're going to be in the squad, the starting lineup.
Yeah,
changing the managers.
There was a lot of blunders.
Yeah, there was just a lot happening.
Lampard back in as well.
It didn't make sense.
I think it's quite criminal.
It's hard to take positives away from the season. The only positive I can take away from the season for Chelsea is that it's over.
Yeah,
and that they've signed Poch. Maybe,
and
of course,
that's probably.
And they've actually got the players there to do better.
Yeah.
So I think if they trim down the squad, Chelsea, if they didn't sign anyone, I wouldn't feel that they can't challenge for Europe because they've got the players there. Just about identifying the system. They've got Poch in there. It makes sense to me, the Poch appointment. He's the guy to go in there and get those young players really playing a good brand of football. So there's a lot to look forward to. The only way is up for them. They'll be back. Chelsea will be back for sure. Right. One way or another, they'll be back. But yeah.
How would you grade Tottenham? Sorry, 'cause I'm just going to have to move it on because we need to try and wrap this up soon. How would we grade Tottenham season?
I would say 3.
3?
Yeah.
3 out of 10?
Yeah, 3 out of 10.
Where's Tottenham finishing? They're
not finished 8th.
8th?
Yeah.
Is that a European position?
Out of Europe altogether.
Out of Europe altogether.
Which isn't the end of the world, man. Like, they didn't deserve Europe and they've got a huge building job. Like, I think...
Yeah.
Is there anything left for Kane to stay for now?
Impossible, bro. I think... And obviously, I don't think... If I was Daniel Levy, I wouldn't let him go because you've got nothing to build your team around.
Yeah.
So...
there's no guarantees of trophies, no guarantees of getting back into the top 4.
Whereas if you keep a guaranteed goal scorer... At least you can build around him and then give yourself by 1 year to replace him.
But then, do you think that is a solid foundation to build something off? A goal scorer that you know is most likely not going to be with you.
I wouldn't say solid, but I'd definitely call it a foundation, bro. Because right now they have nothing to build around. Like, I don't think Son has showed this season that he can't really be relied upon as a lone goal scorer for the club or provider. I don't know, but I'd be worried. And the money that you'll get for Harry Kane it'll be good money, but I don't think it's that big. I don't think you can buy what Harry Kane has given Tottenham last season.
Yeah, if Harry Kane's had a phenomenal,
you can't put money on what 30 goals.
Yeah, 30
how
goals.
How much you going to pay for that in the market?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. I mean, so if they were to sell Harry Kane this season, what value do you think would be fair? If your clubs were going,
name your price. You can name his price, bro. Because
I was 30.
Huh?
He's 30, right? 29.
Yeah,
30.
I think he turned 30 this year or in June or something.
Yeah, I think. I think 80 million. You know.
Yeah,
not 100.
Nah, not 100. About 80 million.
Just for what I've just said alone, Levy can name his price, bro. Because if you want him, you're gonna have to pay it, bro. Like, you want him, I don't want to sell him.
Yeah,
but base, how long has he got on his contract though?
One more year. One more season.
So you can't really be name your price.
You can. You know why? Because I can keep him to the end of his contract, bro, and I would have got 100% value out of him. Yeah, I didn't pay any money for him.
I get what Joey's. I get where Joey's saying, but
financially,
yeah,
but I'm with
yeah,
Bod,
yeah,
so
I get what both of you are saying, but I get the premise of what Joey's saying. He's just where Joey's basically coming from is a case of it obviously makes more financial sense.
Holding somebody hostage, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, you were free, basically. You came through academy, so there's no resale value on you anyway.
Exactly. But then it would be a howler in a sense that because you came through the academy, that is 100% profit.
Yeah.
So they really should be looking to cash in on him. And there's nothing for Kane to play for. If Kane stays, he is literally unequivocal.
When you say stay though, like, do you not think
it's not his choice?
Yeah, do you not think that Levy could, or do you think Levy won't just because of the goodwill Or do you think
There's no good.
I just think there's nothing like what can Levi obviously Levy whatever what can he say to him
he doesn't have to say anything though? You could never talk to him ever again, bro.
and just keep him there?
And because Harry Kane is kind of like mentally shackled to this good boy image.
Yeah,
Like he can't come out here and then be a poor professional.
like I kind of see what you're saying. So what would you? So would you agree with the table? Agree 3 out of 10 for Tottenham?
It's mad because I didn't expect anything better from them. So even giving them a 3, I almost feel bad because I don't expect. I didn't.
okay.
You can't.
Do
You
know what
can't. You
I mean?
can't say
I
what
did-
you can't say you expected Tottenham to finish 8th.
No way.
No, I
But
did not expect.
I even had them to finish above Arsenal. If I'm completely honest.
No, because you got to remember.
After the transfer window, I did in the summer. Because
That transfer window was
Who did
fugazi,
Tottenham
man.
get?
yeah, I know, but everyone
Fugazi
was saying they
window.
won the window though.
Yeah, I remember people saying it.
Yeah,
the
no,
most
that's-
fraudulent window ever.
What was their marquee signing?
Basuma.
Oh,
Basuma, Richarlison.
But this is
which is yeah.
Who's that guy? That right back from the championship one?
Jed Spence.
Yeah, Jed Spence.
Oh, Jed Spence.
Yeah. What happened to him?
No,
I think
just didn't fancy him.
yeah, I
bro.
think
Yeah.
Conte just hated him.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
And it
thing
definitely
is-
wasn't a Conte signing.
It was a weird signing. I didn't feel that was signed off by him. Yeah.
But the thing is, we were all like, thingy, Chelsea won the transfer window, but let's let the mist like all die down now. Let's be real. We all know football. Any team that's going to buy so many different people.
No, I said Tottenham. I didn't say Chelsea, but yeah. So
No, it's
Shit.
no. What I'm saying is no, because no. I'll rewind it because I know you said that, but why I was saying that is you lot was saying,
the transfer window.
the
Yeah,
transfer
yeah, yeah,
window, and I'm saying if we, let the red mist die down, and you really see, let's be real. Logic says if you're going to buy so many people and whatnot, it's going to be a disaster. Who's actually
Tottenham didn't buy so many people though.
no, but we're talking about Chelsea when
No,
everyone was
we'll
saying
talk-
they won the transfer window.
No, we'll
that's
talk-
to me it was an L.
Spurs.
We was talking about Spurs.
All right, cool. But Spurs, as I said, I didn't expect nothing better from them. And I do think they should keep Harry Kane, though, because where Kane might be able to take them, may be able to help them actually get some better players, i.e. maybe if he helps them get into like the Europa or something.
I'm surprised to hear you say that because Kane's obviously quite regularly like linked to Manchester
Top target.
United.
I personally wouldn't want him in Man United for the amount of money as well that Daniel Levy would want.
Why not?
Because he's 30 years old. Harry Kane's sick, innit? Yeah, but he's 30 years old. Yeah, now it's not like until we've got like Qatar money where our budget is crazy. Whatever Harry Kane's gonna go for, yeah, is gonna take the majority of our transfer budget away. Now
But
there's
the
other
majority
places.
of your transfer budget needs to go to a striker.
No, but we also do need a few other things. We've spoken about the midfield and whatnot.
Yeah,
so
but your priority is a striker.
No, but okay.
I agree that you probably could do with some midfielders, but your priority is a striker.
Yeah, but
you
it's
got to
not
blow
the
the budget
only-
on the striker
Yeah,
because
definitely
just because
striker.
of the Van Persie effect.
No, yeah, okay, but you got to remember, Van Persie was coming into a crazy team. We are not like that right now. Like I feel like Eric Ten Hag's got these guys playing out of their skin right now, but I don't know if next season that can happen again. No, I feel like we need way more of a people. And if we're going to have such a small budget, I don't think Harry Kane at 30, I don't think that will be good because you said the Van Persie effect. After that season, what happened? His hair went mad grey and he was done out. So,
But you still won the Prem. But since you're on a microphone, what would you make of? I want to bring Newcastle into it because I think they've had quite an extraordinary season. How would you grade their season? I know they're not typically counted as the top 6, but I think they're here to stay for a bit. So yeah, well, how would you grade Newcastle?
I'll give him a 9 to 10
Yeah, I'll give them a 9. A 9. Strong 9.
yeah.
because they're running on fumes, man. Like,
So
They didn't
obviously,
find no big people.
so Newcastle obviously
Eddie Howe.
they've
Howe.
exceeded expectations massively.
completely
Massively.
and cup final though they didn't win it. Cup finals,
Yeah.
9. Okay, I would.
Yeah, definitely a 9. From where they were last season, when Eddie Howe came in, they were bottom 3. They were fighting relegation.
I would have said an 8 personally, but 9. I mean, I'm not going to push back too much on it. To be
Yeah,
And it's not based on the team; it's more based on
the man
yeah,
management.
their season. Yeah,
exceeding expectations
And-
so massively.
and seeing it through.
yeah.
There have been many a times when teams have got into that position. We've seen West Ham, Leicester's,
Amber Heard
Southampton's. They run out of steam.
Arsenal, Amber Heard FC, bro.
Yeah, Arsenal a couple
Shit the
seasons.
bed.
Yeah, like where.
Nah, that one didn't bang still.
Right, it's over your head still.
Shit.
You know, I'm going bed now. Fuck it.
Yeah. But yeah, Newcastle they saw it through, and yeah, fair play to them. I expected them to run out of steam, and there was a period after the cup final where they were wobbling. I thought, yeah, this is it. They're gonna come out, and somehow Eddie Howe got them playing again. They knew that it was obtainable, and fair play to them. They deserved it. They got through. Definitely a 9 out of 10. If anything, they've had the best season out of all the teams in the Prem.
What about Manchester City?
Manchester City,
Business as usual.
yeah, BAU.
I think if they win the Champions League, then
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
by default you get 10 out of 10, bro. If you win a fucking treble as well, bro.
Man City probably 7, and the only reason why I say 7 is because
The Premier League champions.
I don't think they've been that great this season.
No,
Man City.
bro, look at their points tally, bro.
Yeah,
man.
they
Like,
haven't been that great. You know,
they weren't pushed.
this season was more of
These guys.
Man City season was more, and we know how to do it. We know how to do it with opposed to.
They're the Premier League champions
Bro,
and
come
the
on,
two
bro.
cup
Come on.
finals, incling the Champions League
Yeah, but
they
final.
win the
And
Champions
you're
League,
giving
10
them
out of 10.
7.
Bro, because
As is, you're giving them 7.
they've paid the cost to be the boss, bro.
Yeah,
They've paid the cost to be the
right.
boss.
In the league 7, if they win the FA Cup,
At the moment, they're a strong 8.5, maybe 9.
In the league.
No, just because they've won the league and they're about to beat Manchester United 5-0.
Oh, yeah.
If they win the treble, 10 out of 10.
You're
Yeah, no, we
waste
said
man stress
no,
for
but
that,
we
you
did
know?
say that.
You think I didn't
We
catch
did
that?
say like basically the default for winning treble. You have
the league
to.
is-
That's top marks, isn't it?
So you can't just jump from 7 to 10. Like, come on, you
No,
got
you
to.
can, bro.
They've
because
added
it's
2
like-
trophies.
Yeah, if you get bang a hat trick, bro, you get like 10 out of 10 performance, bro. Like,
So winning the league only affords you a 7 out of
No,
10.
no, but
Only
context,
because
with
of the
context.
context of Man City doing
yeah,
what they
bro,
do.
man.
BAU,
They're
business as usual.
expected, and remember, they should have been up there with Arsenal from the start because their expectation and they were favourites
They
to win the
stayed
league.
in and around, though.
In and around, but they weren't up there.
They did what Liverpool should have been doing, to be fair, because you should have been in and around as well. Like, and they did well to stay in and around, knowing that Arsenal have the propensity since 2004 to bottle it.
Let's say, for example, Arsenal or Liverpool.
Yeah.
Man City wouldn't be winning the title based on the recent battles between Man City and Liverpool. The last time Man City had a season like this and Liverpool performed, Liverpool won the title, bro.
No, but you're actually forgetting the fact that Liverpool have bottled it with 3 games to go.
No, I said listen to what I said.
No, I know what you said, but I'm
Yeah,
I'm just saying that you've also shown that that's not that your statement could be challenged, because what you're saying is if Liverpool was in Arsenal's position, that it would have been a dead cert that Liverpool would have won the Prem.
What happened the last time that happened? I said the last time that happened, bro.
Yeah, but
The last time that happened, this is what I'm saying. You have to listen to what I'm saying. The last time that happened that Liverpool were in Arsenal's position.
But then it's happened before where Liverpool's been in that position.
Listen to what
I
I'm
know
saying.
what you're saying, but it's not valid though.
No, it is valid because I'm saying the last time that happened, we learnt from the times before. I'm saying the last time it happened where we were top of the league and we
But
had
to have
that
learned
position
from
on
your
lock.
time before, you wouldn't be like in the Europa playing at 5 p.m.
What do you mean? That's a different challenge. That's a complete different challenge. This challenge that you're talking about is remotivating your players, which Pep struggled with this season as well.
But he won he won the Prem.
because it was Arsenal that was there. I'm saying if it was
But
Liverpool
it
that
wasn't
was
just
there, it wouldn't
Arsenal
have
was
happened.
there. There was 19 other teams.
We're beating a dead horse, bro, man.
So, but what I'm saying is, you can't give the Premier League champ 7 out of 10. I think that's
bro.
rude.
You can, bro, because of context. The fact is that they should be there.
I disagree. I think
Okay, fair.
That's kind of what I meant with Tottenham, where
Yeah.
I didn't expect.
Exactly. So
what would you
what would
give
do
Man
you remember why
City?
Newcastle got a 10? Because nobody
It was
expected it.
mad, yeah.
I didn't give Liverpool Newcastle.
but me and Bolden did. But I'm
They
just
got 9.
explaining my
Yeah.
marking. They got a 10, they got a 9.5, whatever, high marks because they massively exceeded expectations. I don't think Man City did anything close to exceeding expectations in the Premier League.
No, see, I'm giving Newcastle. I would have given Newcastle maybe 8.5, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think Man City would equal that, maybe 8.5, maybe 9. Or Arsenal. Yeah, because Man City's in 2 other cup finals and they're the favourites to win them. I think if they don't win that, and then I'll probably downgrade them to just a 8.8, maybe 8.
That's not too different from what we're saying, though. They get a 10 if they win the trophies.
Yeah.
If they don't,
But I
they
just
get
think 7. I just think because I'm
7.5, 7.58 is what I would say.
I just feel it feels tough giving them a 7 when I've given Arsenal a 7.
No, I think 8
No, but
is
remember,
fair.
Arsenal exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
So you know my mark. You know my mark.
Yeah. We're talking about
Yeah.
I'll follow you. I'll follow you. Well, look, guys, I think we've got so much that we wanted to cover, but these kind of convos, we was never going to cover it all at once. But you know what? We've got the next week's ones. We've got a lot to cover. We've got our team of the season that we want to talk about. Our Premier League awards. I don't think we can cover it now because we've been going on for quite a bit, and then obviously we're going to cover the FA Cup and have a little Champions League preview amongst some other topics of the agenda. But we want to thank you for listening. It's been a good conversation.
Can we squeeze in the back pages?
Of course, man. Of course. Just for obviously Bods, you've been here before, so you know what the back pages are. The back pages is our segment where we basically give a shout out to a player, a manager, a team, a figure in football that obviously deserves to be on the back pages, heralded for a height. So that's basically somebody that we basically want to give an honorable mention to, Nihai. I'll give you some time to have a think about who you want to give the spot on the back pages to, and I'll open.
I know who mine is already. Still,
you know who yours is already.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to open the floor with yours then?
Romelu Lukaku.
Well, why does
this one?
100.
I want to hear where you're going with this one, bro.
Yes, David.
Somehow he Rock Nation are his thingy, like his
Management.
agents, his management. That's it. And did you not see that he took Meg the Stallion to Martinez's wedding? That was his date. So for me, I just got a big up Lukaku for that.
Inter Milan striker Martinez.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got a big up Lukaku for that. Like,
I rate Martinez.
Is this
I wouldn't
facts?
mind him.
no, this is facts, bro.
Lautaro Martinez.
Yeah. So I got to give Lukaku that still. Like, yeah, you got to
So
respect it.
you're giving
I
it the
need
back
to do
pages.
reviews
I'm
on this
giving
one.
it with the back page, front page, everything.
Okay, I see where your priorities lie.
back pages for the big back.
For the cheeks. Yams.
All right. Bods, have you got anybody in mind at this present moment? Who are you giving your back pages to?
Yeah, I'm giving it to Brighton. Congratulations, making Europe for the first time in their history.
Okay, yeah.
So they've had a solid season. I've enjoyed the football, enjoyed the manager, enjoyed the players. And yeah, getting to Europe, they're really punching above their weight. Despite all the speculation, losing some of their best players. They're going to lose some players again in the summer. So yeah, Brighton for me, for the back pages, for sure.
Nice. And Joey, have you got anyone in mind?
Yeah, no, obviously the conversations we've been having, we mentioned Brighton exceeding expectations, Newcastle, Eddie Howe. But contrary to what people think, I'm going to give mine to Mikel Arteta. I think what he did, again, in terms of just exceeding expectations, going from missing out on Champions League last season and getting this Arsenal team purring.
Yeah,
I've not been impressed by Arsenal for a long time, but I was really impressed with them this season, man. So everything I've said aside, like in terms of having agendas and being a hater, like Mikel Arteta has done a brilliant job, and I'm hoping that once he leaves Arsenal, he's able to progress as a top manager, maybe manage Real Madrid or something. Or is it Barcelona that take all Arsenal stars?
Yeah, Barca.
Yeah, that would be brilliant, man.
Yeah,
So,
I can imagine him going to Barca and then maybe Man City. But no, that's a decent back pages, man. Because I don't think we've as our podcast, I don't think we've shone enough light in what Mikel Arteta has done for the culture of Arsenal Football Club.
Because he was like top of the league, it was kind of like a given, and you don't really give accolades that. But I think now you look back on it, bro. Man,
Yeah. No, he's completely changed the culture to the point where you might think, okay, Arsenal could potentially do something to sustain that. My back pages is it lazy? I want to give it to Luton Town. I think Luton Town being in the Premier League is I think it is
madness.
It's a madness.
Shout out all my University of Membership, man. Shout out everybody that was at Kenilworth Road them times. Come on, shout out the Berry Road, man.
Come on, I wonder how they're gonna do VAR, man. Because I'm hearing you have to go through someone's living room, through living rooms to get to that stadium. I had a look. I literally went on Google Images, to have a look at the stadium. It literally looks like a residential house.
It's crazy.
Nah, Luton Town. being in the Premier League is great for the club, and brilliant for the goal difference of all of our clubs, because I'm sure we'll be putting 3, 4, 5 past.
Yo, literally.
You never know, you know.
Butte Court must be rampant right now, bro. Shit, hey. All tight to Luton, man. Then.
Yeah, no, man. So that'll be our back pages. And yes, guys, man, thank you for rocking with us, man. It's been a nice one. We got an exciting episode coming following a week. See y'all next week, man. We out.
Peace out.
All right.
Peace out, people.